I will dispose with the pleasantries. You know it's me, you know it's Knave, you know I'm here. It was week 2 of the VTSDL Season 7 restricted draft. And this we're playing against Chris, CM Hold 2, And our fight has been fated for quite some time now. We never got to do our Season 5 Slug Finals, we never got to play in Season 6, and he didn't play in Season 6.5. But now we finally get the opportunity to bare our fangs at each other. On week 2, which is the week with the least tension, but we'll meet in playoffs again, so it won't matter. And this is probably maybe my worst matchup. Between Sneasler, Crocodile, and Gold nasty plotting next to a Mousehole, Dialga has very little staying power here. And if it did, there's not much it can stick around to do. Its Stab, Dragon, and Steel are virtually useless, and trust me, I would have been more than happy to run Power Gem, Earth Power, Trick Room, but since Eerie Impulse forces Dialga to run this Clear Amulet instead of Life Orb, I have to run a Stab to be able to hit 50% neutrally across the board. Unfortunately, Draco Meteor, Dialga's strongest and basically only tool, isn't an option, because I need this to stick around as long as possible, again contrasting with it not having much staying power, to soften Chris up for everything I've got in the back. So I kind of flip-flopped her in between Dragon Pulse and Flash Cannon for a bit before just deciding on Dragon Pulse. I asked a friend, and they flipped the coin for me. Not having a super effective Gardevoir answer is why I considered Flash Cannon, and I'm going to scream if I see Gardevoir, it's going to annoy me. But the marginally lower damage output of Dragon Pulse and not being able to have neutral stab damage into Blastoise and Rotom-Mow could also hurt me, so I'll weigh my options. Gardevoir is hit by Steel moves super effectively in the first place, so it's more likely that doesn't come than the other two. I'll hedge my bets on that. I have enough bulk to live a jolly Sneasler close combat on Terra Water because it's consistent, and my speed, 26, is set so that I'm slower than a no-investment Blastoise, but I outspeed most of his team after an Icy Wind, and Dialga's Icy Winding partner in crime will be Alolan Persian. So let's talk cats. Kitty Cats was Fake Out. Chris's cat is faster than mine. I guess it's a weasel, but it's kind of spiritually a cat to me. So I didn't consider Fake Out on this for even a second. Nothing but support here. Foul Play should do about 50% to Ho-Oh and Baxcalibur. Snarl, I don't know, but I don't like that I have the dark moves. There we go, I'll change that. Snarl mitigates Goldengo, and Icy Wind does the speed control thing that I said Dialga needed. The last slot here is where I had problems. Taunt is obviously good for stopping setup, but there's a mouse, and that stops me from taunting them. Goldengo can't be taunted in the first place. And so in front of Mousehold, I just want to Snarl it. I want to lower its special attack. And Icy Wind next to physical setup like Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh doesn't have physical setup, it's also a special setup. But, like Baxcalibur, like Sneasler, kind of. So I instead picked Fake Tears because the other options, Helping Hand, didn't seem too good. Helping Hand didn't get the damage I needed. Pivoting moves didn't really seem all too valuable. Parting Shot, Goldengo was immune to. I didn't have much use for Assault Vest, so I didn't give it that. Again, I already kind of ruled out Fake Out. So I went with Fake Tears. Fake Tears lets me bring Mousehole down to -2 and hopefully Oko it, which is a pretty big problem for me. But more importantly, it's interested a Bastiodon. Normally I'd have a pretty decent matchup with Trick Room into his team of, only one guy below base 80 speed. But that guy below base 80 speed is Bastiodon, who 4 times resist normal, it has Wide Guard, so it can Wide Guard my Earthquake. I obviously, maybe obviously, don't really want to run Facade and 2 ground moves against a Rotom-Mow. So, if it Wide Guards and I just have Earthquake, and I do just have Earthquake, that's going to be really annoying. So I have Fake Tears to be able to cover it if it's an Iron Defense set, and if it's not, that's still annoying, but we'll deal with that if it happens. Basically, this will just shred its special defense, so the Dialga can kill it even after it tears out of the 4 times ground weakness. Again, if it doesn't Terra, I just kill it with Ice Power, and there's no problem. This cat is faster than everything, it can be faster than. This bulk should let it survive a Jolly Sneasler close combat. If it's an Adamant Sneasler, I can Icy Wind it, which would still be worse for me in the long run even if I got the Icy Wind off, but we'll deal with that when it comes. I do have to live in perpetual fear of a ballsy Stellar close combat off rip, or even if it just had a boosting item for whatever reason. So we do have Terra Ghost to mitigate that worst case scenario, but it's pretty dicey. I don't really. There's too many threats here that I can't pick one that I wish just wasn't here. But Sneasler would probably be high on the list. Number 1 on the list is probably Bastiodon. If Bastiodon couldn't come, I could do Jetpack Chandelure bullshit, which was on the list, and then I couldn't because of Crocodile. Well, whatever. Somewhere become the names are funny. Left Eye of God, regular right eye. I plan to lead these two immediately. Even if I don't really think the circumstances call for it, it's game 1. We've got 3 games. I'll just have to win game 2. And to pair with that lead is 2 different pods, a fast mode and a slow mode, but the slow mode is easier to explain, so I'll have that go first. Extremely basic Mental Herb Cresselia, Moonblast because it is Crocodile Paranormal, so Shadow Ball won't get me, and Helping Hand because Crest doesn't have room to invest in offenses herself, and I did have Shadow Ball over this, but again, that's not enough. I could have Psychic for Sneasler, but I think if he's worried about that, he prepares by not bringing Sneasler, bringing Pyapa Berry, or blah 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 blah. This investment kind of looks like Wiggle Bars, but it's not. It's like, I think I need this to only take 50% from 4-hit Scale Shot, or from Blade Rush or something. It was, I think Knockoff had something to do with it, and then I just dumped the rest in Special Defense. Again, having this be in the back could be a little bad. It was his high amount of setup. He can just set up Goldengo and go. It doesn't really matter if I can Terra Normal out of Ghost Weakness if he Make It Rains and kills me, if it's provided it's next to something that can do 25% damage, which was not very hard for him to do. So we'll have to be pretty careful with doing this mode. Of course, pairing with the Crest is the Luna. The bulk is a little bit more exciting here. I think this is one where I built the majority of the team in its spread 2 weeks ago, and I come back to it and I don't really know what it does. Because my assumption would be that I would live a +2 Life Orb Make It Rain from Goldengo, and I can't do that. I can 50% of the time. I can live a Terra Steel Specs Make It Rain. I can live an Iron Plate one 75% of the time. 25 kill me. But all the defensive calcs seem to check out. I live a Jolly Sneasler Close Combat, so I guess that's what we'll do. Looking at the calcs, what I think happened was I started micromanaging the bulk, and then I read the calcs and it said guaranteed OHKO after burn damage. I said, okay, well, whatever. And then the damage at 252 attack didn't change much, so I just kept it how it was. Anyway, Facades, Quake, those 2. Rock Slide, both on the assumption that Goldengo will be Terraflying, if anything. Or even just I guess it could be Grass, or I don't think it would be Grass, but and Ho is 4 times weak to Rock. That can position me very well. Fronts maybe would have been better. I don't think I'm respecting Wide Guard enough, but I really have to Wide Guard as Earthquake. So yeah, Terra Poison is a sort of whatever Terra was water, and then I changed my mind to Poison so I could resist Bastiodon's Body Press. I don't really think that will help me. If it Terras to Ghost, it will. If it probably will if it Terras to not resistant to normal, but we'll see. Crick barely hurts me either way. That's the only thing that has with Ground. Gardevoir is a problem, but I think if Gardevoir's in Prison Trick Room, I'm kind of boned anyway. I wouldn't Terra in front of that anyway. Blah blah blah. Moving on, the slow mode's big killer is Bastiodon, but I think a setup Excalibur could also make it very difficult for Crest to get Trick Room up, and it just sets up, it gets the +2. It's the same scenario I said before where they only really have to do, the +2 guy does 75% to Crest, and then the other guy only has to do 25%, and I don't have the damage between Dialga and really Dialga, because I don't think I would have Ursaluna next to it, and if it did, it wouldn't be up to Flame Orb to they would just both kill Ursaluna. They would both kill Cresselia. Ursaluna would be on its own. Ursaluna couldn't kill everything. Ursaluna would then die because it's so slow. You know how a +2 Excalibur facing down a Ursaluna could go, especially if it's Ice Shard. So I think the fast mode is a little better, at least on a game 1. I don't think long term, but I think it's a lot easier to tell what is bad against the slow mode than what is bad against the fast mode. So Scarf, Tauros, Wave Crashes, and Close Combats, and kills whatever's weak to those stabs. Ideally, I can remove the Thundurus so it can't Scary Face or T-Wave my Scarf guy, and because I've invested so much in speed, this speed just outspeeds every Scarf Gardevoir. It should outspeed every Adamant Excalibur that's at +1. There's something else too. I think it even speed ties a Jolly Excalibur at +1, which he would never do, but if he changed his mind for some reason. And so it's not really quite as bulky as I like it to be, but I can live a Intimidated Ho-Oh, so whatever. This Wave Crash will OHKO all but the bulkiest of Ho-Ohs, and I don't know if I said that, but the Brave Bird won't kill me back. Intimidate does make it possible to, I won't OHKO Crocodile after being intimidated. So this is, while this is kind of more of a sweeper type bull because of those intimidating Thorax and it doesn't do very well to be mitigated, I don't want to burn Terra Ghost on it because it's so frail. Even if it was top Trick Room, I could lead it next to Cresselia and just kind of hope something decides to kill it instead of Cress. The other moves are Iron Head, is kind of, the flinch Hail Mary, good against Gardevoir. Not better than Wave Crash, but if I don't want to kill myself for whatever reason, and Horse Move, because it's Horse Move. And then the last piece of the speed puzzle will be Thundurus Therian. I've said before, Eerie Impulse was a massive problem for me. But there's one silver lining, an electric type move. And while you can Eerie Impulse ground types, it does count as an electric move for the purposes of Volt Absorb. So, and if you recall, I'm very, very worried about this, the Eerie Impulse onto Dialga thing. I've got a whole Clearing Lit Dialga for no reason. Between these two, I don't actually have to worry about Eerie Impulse all that much. I think if he doesn't know that interaction, that can invalidate a good little bit of prep. And, I got to shoot stuff. I like to shoot stuff. The goal is to be able to preserve Terra for Thundurus to fire off Terra Electric Thunderbolts. It can OHKO a 252 HP Ho-Oh. It is very respectable damage to basically everything else. It can't OHKO Goldengo. I can't OHKO pretty much anything else. It can OHKO Mousehold probably, but it will be doing upwards of 80. And if I have, like Tauros in the back, if any chip at all, I should be able to clean up. Flash Cannon to hit Excalibur, really, it can, that's really it. And then I just have Focus Blast to be my Hail Mary on Mousehold, Crocodile, and Excalibur, but, I can hit Excalibur stronger. The other options were Wild Bolt Storm, which just does not give me the damage I need, like the accuracy, Electro Web, to be my own speed control, and then Volt Switch to lead as an alternate lead next to Cresselia, but I didn't like that either. So we'll figure that out. I could have had Grassland over Focus Blast, but no, we got to have something kind of silly here. The bulk and speed is a lot more contentious than the damage, and the damage honestly isn't as good as I expected. It should be able to live one hit from anything that's unboosted or not named Excalibur, but unless, he runs mid-speed everything, I'll need a lot of Icy Wind support to be able to get the job done. That's why it's in the back. That's why you have two sweepers in the back, and we're just going to hope these badasses carry us all the way. Because I want to make this a good game. I'm a little sad I couldn't cook harder, but most of my good ideas are supported by all the strong badasses and utilities got, again, mostly Thundurus. On my worries quick list is Covert Cloak Goldengo, Assault Vest Ho-Oh, Shell Smash Blastoise, Loaded Dice, Swords Dance, Excalibur, and to a lesser extent a Pop-On Mousehold. This is a matchup where I think if I want to win, I'm going to have to skill diff. That's the kind of games everyone wants to see. If they want to show, I'll give them one. It seems he was able to peer into my mind and see all of the weird B tiers that I didn't want him to bring. I'm going to kick Farah later, because he said, I told him, oh, should I run Dragon Pulse or Flash Cannon? And he told me to run Dragon Pulse, and if Flash Cannon would have played better here. Not that much better, but pretty better. Oh, I don't see much that stops me from leading the same thing. Against not having Mousehold is a big deal. It's a big deal for for fake tiers mostly. Not having Goldengo means Snarl is pretty much useless. I think there's going to be a scarf between the Gardevoir and the Crocodile. The Crocodile is what I'm the most afraid of. I'm going to treat it as a Excalibur. I'm going to lead without Trick Room the first game, just kind of for obvious reasons. Hopefully I can show him through fake tiers or whatever the fuck that I have adequate answers to Bastion on, and he does not bring it to, which will allow what's-its-name to win. In the games onward. Intimidate, he sees my Clear Amulet, that's bad. He probably assumes that I am... He probably assumes that I'm... What is it? What does he assume I am now? He assumes I'm physical now. But I'm actually just don't like your impulse. So... Right now, what I want to do... I'm just going to Icy Wind, I want to scout for the Clear Amulet, I want to scout for the Covert Cloak. To see what's going to go on. I would not be surprised if this Crocodile Close Combat's my little kitty. I want to lower its speed so I can then Dragon Pulse it later. Hopefully I see nice shiny. That is a nice shiny because I looked at it's yellow. It's yellow and brown. It's Dijon mustard. I'm just trying to think, what are the weird things he could do here? He could Thunder Wave. The guy, I don't like that. He could Leer me. He might Leer me, but I'm immune to Leer. So hopefully This lead counters what he wants to do pretty well. It looks like it. It looks like it is just going by decision time, which could mean fucking anything. But you know, we'll just choose. That's what the author. That's what the author means. I'm tired enough to do rambling. You can't see. There's chat I want to react to, so I'll react to chat, but you're gonna have to wait for me to see it later. The person with those eyes is half regular, half god. Yeah, like the guy from fucking. I want to say Hades, but I don't want to say Hades. I want to think of something else. Jesus. Protect. Icy Wind. I'm the fastest thing here, so that means no Covert Cloak and no. Okay, so it's offensive, and it's knockoff. I'm gonna tab out of this screen. Go and go to the this screen. You will be slower than both of these guys for sure. What does Crocodile take from? I don't have Defiant. Well, these guys have Defiant. What are you talking about? Oh, Thundurus has Defiant. Sorry. Dragon Pulse to 61. That will not do enough. I'm not really invested in tearing right now. That shows me Thundurus doing. How much did that do? How much did Thunderbolt do? That's still no investment. I think we're just going to Power Gem. Icy Wind again. Into the. Assuming that he's going to do knockoff again. I think I will. Is what that took 17. It takes 17 from that Icy Wind. Okay, this is probably the spread I think it is. Where it's 252 HP, 252 special defense calm. Oop, oh, lived at 4. It's citrus, okay. 84 is good. Knockoff is bad. I guess here is where we switch out. Right? I think we switch out here. Oh, that crit. That was a crit. That crit probably mattered, right? Yeah. Okay, so everything just said I thought it was. That doing 50 hurts a lot. Because now you can do Eerie Impulse, the Citrus Berry, and missing out on the KO just barely hurts me a lot. I think. What should Foul Play do to this thing? It will not. It's just out of range of killing. Tough decision. I think we use the Power Gem. We know that we'll kill no matter what. If you kill my, what's its name good for you, I'll just Foul Play. Eerie Impulse, I knew it. It won't matter because this will kill. Yep. Yes, that is bad if you. That won't kill. We were able to switch in for whatever. We have not burned Terra, which is very nice. Also useful. Bastiodon. Right? So, this is when we have time for my special trick. Oh, do I want to fake Tears immediately? I do want to fake Tears immediately. Yeah. Do I want to kill? I'll just switch you out. And I'm going to fake Tears to make this easy for this. Because I think you target, yeah, as long as you don't if you knock off into the Dialga slot, I think you could even be worried that it won't kill, which I would be because I lost my item and everything. What is the Bastia backspread S? I like that, I don't know. So yeah, we're fake Tears. Yeah. I don't want to lose life. I think everything here makes sense. I could of course fake Tears. No, because I think you Terra the Bastiodon here. On the assumption that... doesn't matter. I would have... Fake Tears. High Horsepower does not kill. Body Press does kill. We go into you. We Wave Crash. We Thunderbolt. Nothing coming in should like this wave crash, even if it's, I think even a Terra, even the Terra will be fine. Obviously the rock slide could suck, but Terra and everything for nothing. Terra being preserved for Ho-Oh would make sense. I would assume that's in the back, if not Sneasler. This is a scary position, just because Dialga is so weakened. I don't think he lets me take 2 kills here. I think he Terras something or protects something. I assume that its name has some weird fucked up move. As long as I don't get Stone Edge, then I should survive. Whatever Stone Edge. Hopefully this Bastiodon is soundproof over 30, because this will probably OHKO it. If it's not a Maxist, the most invested ever, should OHKO it. Even if it did, I'm just not too worried about that. I do think the right play here could be switch on the Ho-Oh, sack it, if it's not super invested in eating. I'm running out of work. But the Bastiodon does not kill my Tauros. That should kill Bastiodon, or whatever the fuck is called. Sturdy. Alright, no soundproof. They're up. Paralyzed. Gardevoir. Let's see what Gardevoir should not. Oh, Thundurus. Okay, yeah. I should be able to kill this Gardevoir. Be protect and kill this Gardevoir. Hopefully, I don't. I was gonna type stuff and I forgot. I like Curry the Gardevoir. That's a good choice. But yeah, with Terra burned, I think we should have this wrapped up. If it's a Sash Gardevoir, we'll be in trouble, but I don't think it's a Sash Gardevoir. Protect. It is probably going to set up Trick Room, right? Ooh. No, we're fine. Unless we're speed type, we're fine. I don't know who that is. So do we try and gamble with the... I think we can try and gamble with... Or maybe we can try and gamble with Tauros again. I mean, because my initiative is going to switch things up, but I think he actually has a pretty good chance of doing better if he can just... No. We'll do the same thing, I'm gonna stick to my principles, right? I want to see if he doesn't bring Bastiodon. I'm not gonna bother looking at... I know I am gonna bother, right? I can check the Bastiodon's investment. Terra Electric, this is a 252 HP, right? Because it has to be a 252 HP Gardevoir for it to not OHKO. That's a good calc to know. Yeah, I think the same thing should work. Trying to think about it. I think we can handle Trick Room in the back. I think Bastiodon is strong, but I want to see what would Terra fighting Bastiodon. We know it's Terra fighting. We know it won't die. For Terra fighting to OHKO Bastiodon, it has to be at least bold. It has to be at least bold. And Earthquake will kill it. Fighting move will kill it. If I poison, it will do nothing. We'll lead this and we'll just preserve Terra. I think we'll do you, and you. Good. Now I think we're going to take the initiative to just kill the Gardevoir off the bat. immediately, right? Just because on the assumption that it has Terra, whatever. Moonblast will kill it if it's, we're just going to do Wave Crash and Helping Hand on it. Oh, it mirrored my Intimidate. That's bad. Yeah, alright, that is bad. I'm gonna do... Still gonna Wave Crash. You know, I won't kill, right? Because its Trace is on. With a Helping Hand, I only do 70. I'm just gonna Iron Head it and hope it flinches, I guess. Scary Face is fine. Oh. Sorry. I think. That was anticlimactic. You win some, you lose some. So that's as bad. Almost a good. We're just going to go out into you. We're going to Moonblast. I'm going to Moonblast you. I think a switch out into Ursaluna here is pretty telegraphed, but what can you do about it? I'll Moonblast the Thundurus just to mitigate whatever move it has. No one self-pair here. Fighting? Okay. Yeah, I could have expected that. Brave Bird is fine. We Terra Poison. We Terra Poison Facade. So it's not that move, right? Right. So I think right here we right here we do this and we Lunar Blessing, right? Because that did 58. It's Terra Fighting means it probably has Terra Blast, so we will Terra on the next turn. It does not. I knew it would have had Scary Face. I just know. I got him on the Scary Face. I knew he would have brought it. I know he loved this self-Scary Face thing. Doing Lunar Blessing will get me out of range of Brave Bird in all likelihood, right? Well, because we can figure out how much that did. Brave Bird, it's 252. Did it take recoil damage? It's Life Orb. That means that it did. That was not a low roll at least. That was probably a low roll to Ursaluna 188. If I have to go to 70 to be definitely safe. Scary Face is again fine. Sacred Fire does less than Brave Bird, so I don't care about that. If he had that move, he would have clicked it. So I think here would Earthquake kill this? Would Earthquake kill Terra Fighting Bird? So we Facade and we Moonblast. Would Helping Hand Earthquake kill? I guess it doesn't matter. We Facade you and we still Lunar Blessing. Mental Herb. Oh, it was mental. Okay, it's safe. Okay, that was a smart save on your part. Fine, right? Haunt wasn't not on my list of priorities. You have to attack. I don't need. Do I need to Terra here? I don't need to Terra. Right? Dragon Pulse. High horsepower to 60. I have nothing else to Terra on. Is the correct answer. So do. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna double into it. Thunderbolt plus the high horsepower will not kill me. He doesn't have Terra. He wants to knock off me to remove my Clear Amulet anyway. The Regenerator on the Hoa is a pretty big deal though. Can Thunderbolt does nothing. Knockoff. Yeah, having the knockoff really hurts him. Ooh, oh, that's bad. Oh, that is bad. It's bad, but it could be worse, right? I protect and I Moonblast. Or what do you expect me to Moonblast here? But what happens if he kills me? Because we just need to Terra. Our win con is Cresselia stays alive forever. I am able to Terra. That's fine. Oh, it was on that before. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna Power Gem. But now you have to. Now you have to taunt me. You have to taunt me, right? So now here is when I Dragon. Here's when I Power Gem you. Here's the one I do. Right? Because here is when you have to attack. You have to. Because you have to taunt Thundurus, right? I think you're going to taunt Thundurus. So I can't get up Trick Room. And you think I'll, like, switch out or something. I'm not going to switch out. I think this is a loss for me, though, unless I really get this call right. If he taunts the Cresselia, if he Terra Blast Fightings into Dialga, and the Helping Hand Power Gem picks up the kill, I think I will have it. In other scenarios, I do not think I will. But okay, no. I have to think of what is my only out. My only out is that I am able to kill Thundurus on this turn. I have to play to what will let me kill Thundurus this turn. Yep. Got him. Unless this is recover. I hope it's not recover. I hope it's protect. The Life Orb chip is really my best friend here. I just need Crocodile to go down. Snarl, perfectly fine. It's not. Missed? Wow. So, I mean, it doesn't, I don't have any other play. But what does Wave Crash do to a Terra fighting Ho-Oh? 49, I think we can swing this. Alright, we did it. We won. I got very lucky with the crit. I don't think the Sacred Fire matters. I don't think the Sacred Fire mattered there. I don't know how it worked out. I'll find out afterwards if it was in Prison Trick Room. It matters a lot if it did. So yeah, that was a good game. That took a lot of mental resources to use, so I don't have a good... That was very intense, mostly helped by the cinematic timing of the turns, which, no hate, take your time, but the viewers